BS.
Well, it's us here at Super BS, a podcast about video games. Mostly, it's I, your lovable baby boy, Brank, back from the dead and ready to break some bread. And I'm joined by...
Just the guy who's stalking you, watching you caress that Tifa body pillow ever so gently.
Oh, yeah, while I listen to, what is that song by The Police? Don't Stand So Close to Me.
I was going to say Roxanne, but yeah, sure.
No, it's got to be Don't Stand So Close to Me, man, when I'm with my full body Tifa body pillow. Unlike you, I'm not a loser. I did get the Tifa dates in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. You got
and the body pillows.
What were you doing? You got Barrett for both dates, or who'd you get?
I got Tifa, mind you. I got Tifa.
I thought you got Aerith.
No, I got Aerith for like the one where you're walking around like pretending to.
That is a date. Okay, so that means you're not
No,
truthful.
it's not.
You went on one day with Tifa, one day
I
with
went
Aerith.
on the
That's not
Ferris
truthful.
wheel with Tifa. Okay, me and Tifa got tight on the Ferris wheel.
I think me and Tifa's relationship is much stronger. We went on 2 dates, both with Ferris wheels.
You know what? I confronted her about it. I looked her in the eyes. I'm like, it's got to be one of us.
Are you out with Jank
You can't
right
have
now?
Jank and Brink.
Are you stepping out on me? Okay. And yeah, man, it's a betrayal. I ran out in the rain crying with my tears. Yeah, that was Rebirth's great. I one day will finish that game when I am old, and before Rebirth 3 comes out, whatever it is called, I will finish Rebirth. I have no interest though in going back into it. So,
you're right there. You're right there at the end.
I'm not though. I'm about 10 hours of an annoying dungeon left.
You're not 10 hours.
The
2. I think you're 2 tops.
The gameplay timer says 85% complete for Final Fantasy VII
because
Rebirth.
it takes into account like all the side quests.
I did all of those. That's the most annoying thing. I've done everything in the game.
You know what? Just flip that difficulty mode over to story or easy and just finish the game, man. Just finish it.
It's not about the difficulty of the battles. I'm not dying on anything. I'm just not having fun. I don't like that last dungeon. So I'll try to get to it at some point. We'll talk about it. We'll spoil it for people. I'm trying to give people a chance to finish the game, okay? So that's why we're not spoiling it right now with you and your spoiler mentality. You're going over there watching House of Dragons Season 2 every episode and coming on here and saying, hey, guess what? Jon Snow goes to the watch.
Jon Snow dies. He's dead.
Yeah.
That's it.
And I'm like, hey, guys, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to ruin the ending of House of Dragons. And Jon Snow's there, and he's dead. So even though it's a prequel show set thousands of years before Game of Thrones, Jon Snow somehow comes back and he dies.
Sorry to break the news to everybody. Jon Snow.
He's the new Eddard Stark.
He's buried in the snow, yeah.
I love how they call him Eddard Stark, but he also goes by Ned. It's like, how is that a nickname for Eddard?
What's the Dick and what's the
that's Bill. William is Bill. Dick
William,
is
Bill.
Richard. Richard is Dick.
Richard.
That's
Richard
why
and Dick.
Dick
yeah.
Nixon. Okay.
Where does that come from?
I don't know. It's the dumbest, most a lot of the nicknames that we have, right? Like Robert and Bob. How are those at all related? Like William and Bill? It's a totally different letter. It's not even like close to the same thing. There's a problem in America, okay? There's actually only one. Every other problem in America is actually a good thing. Don't worry about it. But
it's
the real
branched
problem
out because we keep shortening names to stupid things.
It is. That's actually so when you see the homelessness and you go to big cities, it has to do with calling someone William Bill. And if we could just stop doing that, then all of that would go away. You would see peace on earth and goodwill to all men. There would probably be people handing out turkeys on Thanksgiving Day. Scrooge would not die at the end of the Muppet Christmas Carol. So
it's true. So people get in car accidents, they get out and they go, Richard!
Everybody hates Richard. Okay, we're going to skip the what we've been playing section here. We're going to give you a short but ultra spicy, ultra sexy episode of Super BS. We're going to talk about the games you love to hear about from us. And by that, I mean incredibly old games. We have noticed that with the Switch, we've been getting every remaster and remake under the sun. So we're going to look through the games from the 360, the PS3, and the Wii, that era. Why we chose that era and not the Xbox One and PS4 and made this a series, who knows? Who cares? We know and we care, but don't you worry about it. So I'm going to let you, the most divisive, the most divasive and debased-ive person on earth, decide which of these 3 consoles are we going to kick off with going through and seeing which games have been remade and which games should be remade, and should they be remade or remastered. Tell me a console from either the PS3, 360, or Wii era.
Let's do the PS. Let's start out with Sony.
Sony's
Throw them PS3
they're
titles
number
at me.
1, man. So we got to start with the number 1. If you're wondering why we aren't talking about Concord, it's because we are actually elite gamers who are invited down to LA to play it, but we don't want to share with you.
NDAs, man. NDAs. We signed them.
Unlike everybody
in
else who is
blood.
able to share their NDAs, we sign an extra NDA. That means that when the game comes out, that's when we can talk about the preview. So we'll talk about the preview.
No, we can't even talk about when it comes out. We have to wait a year after it comes out.
Whenever it's
to
on
tell you
sale,
about it.
that's what our NDA is. Whenever it's as
Yeah.
low as $5,
After we
then
finally
we
play.
can actually discuss Concord, okay? But till then, you'll never know. Okay, so the PS3, we got lists in front of us, okay? We're going to go through the top 25, maybe 30 games that came out to the PS3. We're going to discuss if it's been remade, if it's been remastered, and should it be remade or should it be remastered. Number 1, Grand Theft Auto 5. Just because I'm actually going to turn this more into trivia for you. Has that been remade or remastered?
I feel like yes.
Hooray!
Right?
You got it correctly.
Yeah,
Yes, it has been
good.
remastered for both the PS4 and the PS5. So, okay, this one you'll never guess. Gran Turismo 5. Has it been remastered or remade?
No, because every single Gran Turismo title is basically the last Gran Turismo title, but it looks better than the last Gran Turismo title.
Okay, so if it were you, though, should it get remastered or remade?
No, why would you waste money on something like that?
I don't know. It's your life, man. We're all just living here, okay? You get to decide what's remastered and remade, so let us know. Okay, this one, you're never going to guess. Has The Last of Us been remastered or remade?
I've been saying for years, I wish they'd make a remake of that game, but no matter how much I plea, all the letters and emails and street protests I do trying to get this game remade and remastered on every single console ever made, they just don't do it. They don't listen to me.
Idiot. It has been both remastered and remade. Remastered for PS4 and remade for PS5. So all of the work you did was pointless. It is kind of crazy.
Give me something you've already done 10 times.
Yeah, it is crazy that they remastered it on PS4 and then remade it for PS5. Okay, next one. Uncharted 3 Drake's Deception. Has this been remastered, remade?
Remastered, right,
Yep.
on the Nathan Drake collection. You know what, though? I wouldn't mind having the first 3 Uncharted games remade.
Again? Like, they look pretty
No.
good. You
They-
want them remade? Like, are they going to change stuff, or is it going to be like The Last of Us Part 1, which is a one-for-one remake?
No, well, I feel like with the new PS5 controller and the way that it way it responds a lot better than the like PS3, PS4 controllers,
Okay.
I feel like it could be a lot better.
Okay, I mean, I could see that. I just feel like they already did that because we're not talking about this console title, so we can talk, or console generation, so we can talk about it now. They already remastered Uncharted 4 and Lost Legacy for PS5, and they've remastered these for PS4. I just feel like at some point it's like, hey, this game's been out too many times. We don't need it again. It will probably come to PC here soon. I'm assuming that's going to be like the next time you'll see it will be PC. I don't think it's come to PC yet. I know that I think the new Uncharted's came to PC, 4 and Lost Legacy, which is really strange. But yeah, I don't think 3 has. Just quick tangent. How many copies do you think Uncharted 3 sold?
I don't know. I'd say like 6 million,
What?
somewhere thereabout.
Oh, are you looking at the list with me? Oh, you are, you dog, you dirty dog. I shouldn't have I shouldn't have given you this list. I should have asked you this stuff. So I can't even really ask you this stuff, honestly. Okay, next one, we'll just skip it. But Uncharted 2, Among Thieves, already remastered, same collection. Okay, this one, has it been remastered or remade? Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots.
I have no idea. I'm going to say no.
It has
Remastered, maybe. Am I wrong?
no. You were right the first time,
Ah.
idiot. Oh man, this guy's an idiot. He doesn't know anything about gaming. He's not a
What a
elite
dummy.
gamer.
What a dumb.
Yeah, it is. I actually feel like this game should be remastered. I honestly think it should be remade at this point. It was like probably my favorite PS3 exclusive title that's just like locked on that console. But yeah, it's the rumor is it's coming out in the Metal Gear Solid Volume 2 collection because they released Volume 1 last year, but we'll see, man. Those rumors have led us down the past. Okay, this one, easy one. Has this been remastered or remade? Batman Arkham City.
I know it's been repackaged. I don't know if it's been remastered though.
I believe there was only one remaster, and it was for PS4 and Xbox One. I don't think they remastered it again on Series X and PS5. But if you told me there was a version somewhere out there, I might believe you because that's how many times that game's been remade. Okay, this one we need a remaster. We have to have a remake. Gran Turismo 5 Prologue. I mean, this is the one that we need.
They put that out because they've been taking so stinking long to put out the next Gran Turismo title, and they're like, "Here's it's happening," and then you bought it, and
it's funny. 3 years, 3-year gap between Prologue and the actual game, and then it was only 3 years from 5 to 6. So it's kind of weird that they had a Prologue to 5 and then just 5 to 6, 3 years.
Yeah, I don't even know. I did play it, but I mean, I don't know like what the reasoning was for having two versions or two fives.
So you can buy more of them. I know you, and you love buying every Gran Turismo you can get your hands on.
That's true.
I
do.
You want to buy them all.
Yeah.
We're gonna skip Gran Turismo 6 because we already pretty much talked about that twice. Okay, has this game been remastered or remade? God of War 3.
Oh, no, I don't believe so.
Duh. Yeah, it has, idiot. On PS4, God of War 3 remaster. Ever heard of it?
Oh yeah, that came out on PS. It was released originally on PS3, and it came out on PS4 also.
Yeah, I actually wouldn't mind at some point like a full remake of the original God of War trilogy because it's been a while since I've played those. I don't think it will ever happen because
would you want it to look like the God of War, the modern God of War games? Would you want it to be like play like that, or still play like the?
I'd be fine with it just being the old school game. They weren't very long, so if you remade it and just like updated all of, like not a remaster, but actually just like remade it to look really nice, I think it'd be cool. However, if that's like a big time sink, then no. If they remade them like the new God of War series, yeah, I'd love that. I think that would be really cool. But do I see that coming out in like a reasonable amount of time to get God of War 1 through 3? No. I see that taking forever, right? And I think they would change so much of it that I kind of would be disappointed in some ways, right? Like old God of War doesn't fit in modern day society.
No.
So
no,
I would be more interested in just them like releasing those games in a more updated approach. But I don't think we're going to see it. Truthfully, I think God of War's old games are done. We will probably never see them again.
Do you know what would be really cool though is if there was a future God of War title where Kratos had to like something happened and he went back in time and had to go back through some of the things from the original God of War titles, but you had Atreus with you and you're able to do the the father-son
combos
routine that you're doing, and yeah, exactly. That'd be pretty neat.
That part would be cool, but when you're going back in time, the cool thing would be when Kratos also is in time, and then you have to kill young Kratos as old Kratos, but then you find out he's a looper and he's actually Bruce Willis, and then you're like, but he's actually you, so you don't want to kill him because you know it's actually but
don't do it.
You're threatening to kill him.
Boy.
No. Yeah, I don't know. That would be silly, though. I like your idea of going time-traveling God of War. Okay, this one. Remaster or remade ever? Final Fantasy 13.
No.
Do you think it ever will?
I don't think so. I think it was pretty well despised. I mean, amongst most like hardcore Final Fantasy fans, at least.
To be honest with you, I could see it getting a remaster. I don't think it will ever be remade. Like, I just don't see them getting to 13 in time, right? But I could see it getting a remaster. It sold between PS4, 3 and 360. It sold like 7 million copies. So I could see them like putting time in for a remaster, especially because like their remasters are super like half-aid. If you look at FF8 and FF7 remaster and FF9, they didn't do a lot of work. You know, you essentially are just talking about up-resing stuff. So I could see them do that and try to get, an extra 2 million out of it. Okay, this one's a weird one. Has it been remastered or remade? Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
I don't think so. I don't think they redo that because they're always putting effort into into new titles. I don't feel like they would go back and remake or remaster.
What do
any
you
of these
call
games.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 then from 2022?
That was just like a port, I thought, right?
No. So Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is pretty much one of the funniest stories in gaming. There is a Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 remaster that came out with which one was it? I want to say with the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 1 remake. If you remember, they remade the Call of Duty Modern Warfare series, and now we're on Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, but it's the remake series, which isn't actually a remake. It's like a new reimagining, if you will. So yeah, they have like a Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 that I want to say released in 2022, and then they have a Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 remaster. Those both came out. Idiot, you don't know all this stuff.
Idiot.
It's that simple, dum-dum. Okay, so this one we kind of already discussed, Uncharted, Drake's Fortune. Next one's interesting. Grand Theft Auto 4. Has it been remade or remastered?
I think it has been remastered.
This is one
Right?
that I actually don't know. I don't think it's been remastered ever. I'm positive it's never been remade, but I don't think there's a remaster of it. If you told me they released it on Xbox One, PS4, that wouldn't surprise me, but I don't think they've had an actual remaster of it. But I do.
San Andreas, is that what the fourth one was?
No, that was 5. 5 went back to San Andreas.
Okay.
4 was back in whatever what's the New York
Liberty City
called? Liberty City, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a series that honestly 4 would be a great title to be remastered or remade, because if they used the GTA 5 engine, it's just the shooting was way better. So like stuff like that would be nicer, but I don't know. I don't know if it ever will. It's not the mammoth that 5 was. 5 sold nearly 30 million copies on PS3, and 4 sold, let me see, it's the 14th best-selling, 4 million copies on PS3, and Grand Theft Auto 5 sold 23 million copies on 360, and Grand Theft Auto 4 sold 11 million on 360. So yeah, it's like a weird one where I don't see it happening. It obviously is still sold a lot, but comparatively, I mean, we're talking about doubling the numbers, right? Well, that's the police coming to get me. They don't like me disparaging Liberty City. Oh no! They ran off really quick. Okay, we're gonna skip this next one. It is funny looking at this list now of how many titles were just like sequels in series that were the top selling games. Like, we're going through the top 25. I think I said top 15 originally. We're probably gonna do top 25, top 30. But out of those, most of them have been Uncharted games, God of War, Grand Theft Auto, right?
Franchises.
Call of
That's
Duty.
what people love.
Okay,
People love them.
So we're gonna start skipping some of these franchises. The next one was Batman: Arkham Asylum. Then after that, this one is one that I'm curious if you think it's been remastered or remade, or if it will, or if it should. MotorStorm. Do you remember this PS3 title?
I'm trying to remember. That's not.
It came with a lot of the PS3s, to give you a hint.
It's like an ATV, like off-road vehicle.
Yes, it's a very high
thing.
definition off-roading game. They had a couple sequels, it looks like, Pacific Rift and Apocalypse. And maybe even a third one. No, the third one was actually created after the PS3 title for PS2 and PlayStation Portable, called MotorStorm Arctic Edge. Such a weird thing.
Oh, jeez.
But yeah, no, that was a racing, like off-road racing franchise that kind of died on the PS3. I don't think it ever had a PS4 title. Let me see. Nope, PlayStation 3 only. I think it would be fun for them to revisit this series. I don't think they need to remaster or remake them, but I think like just make a new one would be great.
Make a new one, yeah, because they used to have the ATV Off-Road Fury games. Remember those?
Yeah.
Because there were PS2 bundles that came with that franchise too, and I remember you just like get on an ATV, your buddies can explore vast amounts of land together if you wanted to. It was all right. It was pretty fun, but yeah, I mean these games are. There's a certain type of racing enthusiast that enjoys these things. But
you're the one. You're the you're the racing enthusiast.
No.
You're sitting behind a driving wheel, a cardboard driving wheel, because you haven't bought the real one yet, and you're talking to me that you're not the racing enthusiast. You've got
It's true. It's my radio flyer, man. I just get my radio flyer and I'll put a cardboard steering wheel up.
nice.
Vroom,
Heck
vroom.
yeah. You've got what are those radios that people have? The communicator, they have a specific name.
The truck radios.
Yeah, I forgot what the radios for truck drivers. They've got a really funny name too. I think they have a funny name. What are they called? Whatever. We can't find CB radios. It's not that
CB
funny,
radios, yeah.
but CB, it's not funny at all. Actually, it's a really dumb name. CB radios you've got 5 of those right next to you. I see them in the back.
Oh yeah, and I make them talk to each other. I'll pick the connectors up and go,
And then you put it on your butt. And
and I fart into it.
that'd be funny if you really had a CB radio and you just troll truck drivers all day. Okay, the next one is interesting. Has this been remastered or remade? Heavy Rain. I'm gonna skip Call of Duty, but Heavy Rain.
No, right?
I
I don't think so.
Ever heard of Heavy Rain Remaster on PlayStation 4?
No, that didn't come out, did
They
it?
did release Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls on PS4. You remember Beyond Two Souls?
I do. Heavy Rain though. I really like that game.
Yeah, I
mean,
thought Heavy Rain was the only fun one. I didn't ever get the Detroit Become Human, or to Beyond Two Souls. But I, like
I played that one briefly, but yeah, of all the Quantic Dream made those games, right? Yeah, if of all the games they made, I think I enjoyed Heavy Rain the most.
Yeah, I'm interested because they're doing that Star Wars, or they were supposedly working on that Star Wars game. I don't know if it's coming out at all. You know what I mean? But it's I did like Heavy Rain, so. Okay, has this one been? Should Heavy Rain get another remake or a remaster? That's a question.
No, because I don't think those types of games are popular anymore. I don't think people really enjoy those games anymore.
I guess, but I mean, you don't ever want to see it again? You never want to play Heavy Rain?
I don't think I would. If I had the opportunity to play it again, as much as I liked it, I don't think I would take the time necessary to play it again.
Okay, that's your choice. I mean, you're missing out on Heavy Rain. You've never played it before. Okay, we'll do a few more and then we'll move on to another console. Okay, Little Big Planet. Has it been remastered or remade?
Remastered, I'm assuming. The first one?
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's been remastered because that came out on PS2, right?
It did not ever get a remaster. It, as far as I know.
Or PS3?
It's
PS3?
it's PS3.
yeah.
We're doing PS3 only.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But they did have a PS4 version of Little Big Planet 3. But that's the closest. And Little Big Planet's dead pretty much at this point. So would you like to see it either remade, a sequel, or is it just one of those titles you don't really care about?
I don't know. Actually, I enjoyed those games. So there's one that came out on the PS5.
Yeah,
what was
Sackboy's
it?
Big Adventure. It's a totally different style game. I actually prefer Sackboy's Big Adventure. It's like a Mario 3D world versus Little Big Planet, which was like a 2D Super Mario Maker style game.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I really enjoyed Sackboy's Great Adventure. I don't know if I've played the original Little Big Planet games.
Okay, yeah, they're 2D side scrollers. You play as like Sackboy, and then you like build levels and such. It's a fairly simple platformer. Okay, we're gonna skip Beyond Two Souls because we already talked about that. Next one, Resistance: Fall of Man. Has this been remastered or remade?
No, but I would absolutely love to see a remake of this game.
If they ever remake it, which is crazy that you love it, but if they ever remake it,
really, why? You don't like it?
I played the demo once and I didn't click with it. It came out during the Halo era, which is it came out like I think the same year as Halo 3, which is like kind of crazy. They decided to put it out the same. It either came out the same year as Halo 3 or a year before Halo 3, but even then it's like, well, I'll play Halo 2 because that's way better. If they remake or remaster Resistance: Fall of Man, would you want them to remake the multiplayer, or do you think they just do the single player?
No, I just like the multiplayer is too close to Call of Duty 2.
Okay.
And I like the single player campaigns on all three. The Resistance 3 was but yeah, the Resistance 1 and 2, the campaigns were really good.
Okay, we're gonna skip quite a few
opinion.
so we can talk about a couple more that will be interesting. Killzone 2, has it been remastered or remade?
Remastered, I think, on PS4.
Nope.
Right?
No, there's no way to play Killzone 2 as far as I know. Let me see. They had a Killzone 2 or Killzone Shadowfall, which is probably what you're thinking about, the launch title for PS4. But as far as I know, the only way to play Killzone 2 is through cloud, which stinks. Should they remake or remaster
not
this series?
enjoy any of those games.
Really? You didn't like them at all?
Yeah. I didn't like them at all.
I remember the marketing for it before they came out, like the Halo Killer. Do you remember all the
That's- yep.
magazines were like, oh, the Halo Killer's coming out. It's going to kill Halo. It was such a disappointing title. It was not a Halo
It was.
Killer.
Well, they set the bar so high, like right out the gate. So when you sat down and actually play the game, it did not deliver on those promises.
Yeah, it was pretty lame. Okay. After that, there's only a few more interesting ones to talk about. Infamous. Would you like to see this get remastered or remade?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. I enjoyed those games.
Would you play it? And would you, if you had the choice, would you rather see a full remake of Infamous 1 or a remaster of Infamous and Infamous 2? Those were both of the ones that were stuck on PS3.
I would want a remake. I
Just
don't really have much interest in playing remasters. Like there's not any.
Same.
There's not a ton that's different.
No, but
know.
sometimes you can get more games because they take less time to make. So normally they might remaster, unless they're Nintendo, they might remaster Infamous 1 and 2 for a lower price. But if you get the remake, it's normally going to be a full price title and they'll just make one. I'm a much bigger fan of remakes. I just don't have the time to play through 40 hours of games, but the remasters are normally just like, hey, people want the original title exactly how it was with slightly better graphics. Final one worth even discussing on PS3, Heavenly Sword.
Oh yeah, I like that game.
Has that been remastered or remade?
No, it has. I don't think anyone's touched that.
Well, it's because it's owned
Yeah,
by
they-
Ninja
they-
Theory.
Right. But they I remember in the end when I finally got to the end of it, there was some sort of like tease for a sequel, but it never materialized.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we'll ever see this game again, either as a remaster or a remake or anything, primarily just because it's owned by Microsoft now. And I believe Heavenly Sword was published by, Sony. So it's just not, it's dead. We'll never see it again.
Gone.
I lied. There's one more game I want to talk about that was on PS3. Has this game been remastered or remade? Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch.
Yes.
Okay, you're correct.
Yes.
Should it be remade or remastered again?
No.
Yeah, it's hard.
Make a new one.
I would like a newer Ni no Kuni. Yeah, I mean, I think the remaster, that game holds up so well visually. I don't really need more of that. Okay, we're going to do 360. We're going to start from like the top selling games. We're going to skip all the ones we discussed on PS3, so it's going to go way quicker. Off to the bat, the first #1 best-selling 360 title. You know what it is. Tell everybody the name of the title. Say it. Say the name of the #1 360 title. Don't look. Just say it. Don't look. Just say it.
Halo. Is it Halo? I'm not looking. My list is put away.
It is not Halo. Real talk. Did you already see it?
No, I did not. I
Okay,
didn't even
guess
open
what it
that.
actually is. Guess what the #1 best-selling game on 360 is.
Mass Effect.
No. Guess again.
Banjo-Kazooie.
There's only nuts and bolts that was on 360. Besides, I guess the...
Cameo.
Nope.
Elements of Power.
Nope. Connected Ventures, you doofus. Everybody knows
No
Connected
way.
Ventures is the
No way. That's not right.
24 million copies. It sold more Connected Venture copies than GTA 5. It is crazy.
You know what doesn't surprise me is that remember the Kinect had like a Zumba game and like all the out of shape moms bought it.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, I'm totally gonna use this to get skinny, and then nobody opened them.
Yeah, well, of course. You don't have to do that. You don't
Yeah.
have to be
I'm
skinny.
surprised that that's not the top selling game.
No, it's Connected Ventures. It is really funny when you think about that. That's like, okay, this is and it's because it was packing, right? Like it's the same as Wii Sports, right? That
Yeah.
was the old game that was packing with a console. If you bought Connect, you got Connected Ventures.
Right.
Okay, so has this been remastered or remade, or should it be remastered or remade?
No. Why? What's the point at this point?
Well, I want to play without Connect. The game is so good. I don't need a Connect to play it.
You know what? If Microsoft were to repackage some kind of like Connect peripheral for the Series X, Series S, and they made it affordable, something like $20 or whatever. Like there are some games that I wouldn't mind going back and playing around with again.
I think the Kinect was like an interesting idea, similar to like everything at that time. The Wii, I think PlayStation had the Move, I think it was called. I think they were all like fun for a little bit of time, but they're not real games. They're not real games for the gamers by the gamers, okay? I'm a gamer who likes games by gamers for gamers, okay? And if you're not making a game by a gamer for me, then don't even talk to me. The next title that we haven't discussed yet, has this been remastered or remade? Halo 3.
No. Yeah, actually on the Master Chief Collection.
No,
right?
it was just re-released.
No, that wasn't.
It was just re-released, you dumbass. Yeah.
I don't think that Halo 3 needs to be remade though. I think it still like holds up pretty well.
I think so too. I mean, I wouldn't mind. Like, I didn't think Halo 1 or 2 really needed their remasters, or they're kind of close to remakes, but they were still good. You know, like I think if they did it, I think I'd go through it again just because it's always nice to see. We're gonna skip Skyrim because we both know the answer to that. It's never been remastered or remade.
Never. It's just like The Last of Us. We're like, oh, just remake this game and remaster for crying out loud.
And they just need one way to play it. I have no way to play Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, so please give me an opportunity to play that game. Okay, we're gonna skip some of the Halos because it's like the same story for each of them. Has this game been remastered or remade? Gears of War.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it has been. It's been remade from the ground up. The first one,
the Ultimate
right?
Edition was Ultimate Edition was a remaster. I thought so. I was like,
sure?
yeah, that's what it says, remaster version. Because I remember playing it and being like, because it was the beginning of the remaster train, right? It was early on Xbox One when Xbox was the one doing most of the remasters, and it wasn't like that great looking, but we hadn't seen many remasters, right? Remasters are new.
Yeah.
Like they're not something that we don't have any Super Nintendo remasters on N64 or N64 remasters on GameCube, right? This started with the Wii 360 PS3 era. Would you like to see Gears of War 1, 2, any of them be remastered or remade at this point?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember like what they actually look like gameplay wise, and I don't think they really need to be remade. Like, there's nothing about it that screams like, yeah, it'd be so cool if I could play it the way it looks now.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it, right? Like, it's one of those things where like if you released them, I might actually go back because I never finished Gears of War 3. If you released Gears of War 1 through 3 and they had 60 FPS and they were slightly up, like they don't have to be, Hellblade 2 levels of quality, but something like good looking, I'd probably play through them, or play through some of them. They weren't very long games and I found them to be really fun. So yeah, but I don't know. It's hard to go back to them now. You can pretty much play any of them, I believe, currently on any Microsoft console because they're published by Microsoft, but yeah, it's just
not on Games Pass.
It's hard to like go back to some older games. This one, Fable 2, has it been remastered or remade?
No.
Okay, should it be remastered or remade?
I guess I wouldn't mind that. I know they they did remake Fable.
Yeah, they did.
One.
The first one. Yep, you're correct. That was on the. Was that on the 360? I think they remade it on the 360.
360 remade 2 of the classic Xbox titles. It was Fable and Halo.
Oh, yes.
I remember they came out within like 6 months of each other.
Yeah, it was Microsoft at that. I think it was the end of the 360. It was probably all under Don Matrick. I want to say that, or Matrick, however you say his name. He was like the guy who pretty much killed the Xbox brand. They were in like a major lead going into the Xbox One, and he was the person who said, "Hey, games have to be always online. You have to have the console. If you don't like that, buy 360." Right? Like that was his like notorious slogan. So I wouldn't be surprised if the remaster love started with him. It's in a way, it's like a smart thing for large publishers to put out games when they don't have anything new to make. But it's just, I mean, you're going to soon become like Last of Us, right? Where it's like, I didn't pick up 2, I didn't pick up 1, the remasters, mind you. I picked up the originals. But it's like, there's nothing for me. Maybe it's for a few people, but I bet their sales are pretty low. Gears of War. Okay, this one is actually a really important, one of the highest selling games on 360. Sneak King. Should it be remastered or remade?
You know what? I actually bought all 3 of those games. I don't think I have them anymore, but I enjoyed them in Pocket Bike Racer, whatever.
You should have kept them. They're actually probably going to be worth something someday because they released physical versions of them, right? At Burger King?
Mm-hmm.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
This funny. They sold 3 million copies of Sneak King.
It was a weird time. Well, they're only $5 though, so it was like it was a really weird time for Xbox.
Shovelware normally doesn't sell a lot of copies. That's why we call it shovelware, right? It's not normally million sellers, even though it's nothing to buy. But Sneak King broke that. I think we need a remake of Sneak King. I think,
of course we do.
I think any game with the king.
Would it make Burger King relevant again?
I don't know. Whatever. Isn't that sad? Like a real quick tangent. Isn't it sad that Burger King is no longer popular? I loved Burger King as a kid. I loved the Whopper.
Yeah, I did too.
The Whopper
I did
was
too. I liked it a lot.
It's part of my childhood, okay? When I think of actually
Yeah.
important things, I think of the Whopper. I think of the Crown. I think of going there and getting my Pokemon toys with my Burger King Happy
the
Meals.
little gold trading card.
You
Yeah,
had to get those, okay? Give me my Burger King now. Do they? I mean,
They used to be hot, man. Like they had all the new toys from all the latest franchises, and now they're just kind of there.
Are
they don't
they-
do anything
are
anymore.
they in like anywhere anymore? I think the closest one to me is like 10 miles away. I'm like looking on a map. They just don't have like any Burger Kings anymore.
Yeah, we have one like 20 something minutes away from here, but there are 2 in Waco.
Well, you gotta go to both of them each day. I'm hoping you're eating both your meals there.
Yeah.
Keep them alive, man.
One for lunch, one for dinner.
Okay, this one, Assassin's Creed. Has it been remastered or remade?
No, but they're working on it right now. There's an interview with
What?
Ubisoft
News story?
yesterday.
No way. We told you we
Yeah,
weren't going
he
to
said-
bring up news, but now we're doing it anyways. Because we're bad
Yes,
boys
he said
for
they're
life.
remaking. He didn't so much like confirm it was Assassin's Creed, but he said there's a lot of old worlds from other Assassin's Creed games that are rich, and we're remaking them. So I'm assuming it's 1 because 2's been remade, 3's been remade or remastered or whatever.
Yeah.
Rogue's been remastered. So I think 1 is where they're going.
Yeah, I think that's a waste of, I guess, their time, but they're going to, Ubisoft's going to Ubisoft, okay? They're going to do whatever they want to do.
They're going to do their
It's-
thing, man.
it-
They're going to Altair until people are tired of it.
The way they release stuff makes no sense. The fact they did an Assassin's Creed 3 remaster before 1, I think before 2, I still don't think they have a remaster of Brotherhood or 2.
Yeah, they is it remastered or is it just repackaged in the Ezio collection?
I don't know. I actually couldn't answer that. I think it might just be repackaged.
Okay.
Let me see if I can find the Ezio collection for PS4 and Xbox One. Yeah, and then I type, when you look to it, it doesn't tell you anything about it. So I think it's just a repackaging of the 3 titles. So yeah, they've never released them again, as far as I know, for or remastered them or remade them. Okay, the next Xbox title, which is kind of funny how few of these how few games were exclusive back then, right? We always think about consoles as having exclusives, but you look at the 360 and PS3 lineup, and Microsoft kind of has always had an exclusive problem when you actually look at it, right? They had Gears and Halo. Otherwise, there's nothing on this list besides Kinect games that were only on Xbox. Okay. This one's a good one. Saints Row. Has it been remastered or remade?
I want to say yes.
I don't think it
think.
has. I'm almost positive that Saints Row 1, the original one, has not been remastered or remade. You are thinking of Saints Row, the 2022 video game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think that's one I would actually like to see a remake of, not a remaster. That game looked like hot trash when it came out. It was a very early 360 title. And is there any other title here worth even discussing? Not really, because we've seen most of these games either remastered or remade. So let's go to the final console of that generation, the Wii. We will discuss some of these. Out of these 3, it's like there's so many of these games are going to be unique and only on the Wii. But let's check it out. Wii Sports, has it been remastered or remade?
Yes, right, on the Switch.
No, that's a new game called Wii Sports.
Why would you title it the same thing? That's
Or
dumb.
no, it's called Switch Sports, right?
Oh,
What's it
okay,
called?
all
I think
right.
it's called Switch Sports. Yeah, Nintendo Switch Sports. Sorry. Wrong. Okay.
Wrong.
Should that one come back? Should they do a remaster or remake of it?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's worth the old remake treatment.
Because it was a pack-in, it sold 82 million copies, so they might see some value there. It is weird though.
Yeah.
If it was remastered or remade, would it be any different from Nintendo Switch Sports, which is essentially it? It's essentially the same thing with a different title.
Yeah, probably not. It'd be smarter just to add some of like the old Wii Sports stuff onto the Switch Sports.
Yeah,
Which I think just about everything's already on there.
Yeah. There's tons of this stuff. Okay, so this title is a biggie. Mario Kart Wii, has it been remastered or remade? Mario
I
Kart
don't
Wii.
know. Mario Kart 8
No,
was
Wii.
on the Wii U.
Yeah, Wii is the name of it.
Oh. Yeah, no, I don't know.
No, it has
I
not.
don't think so.
It's only been there.
Okay.
Mario Kart's a weird one. There's really no reason to ever remaster or remake a Mario Kart because the only thing that's really different outside of a few unique parts of the game are the courses. And they're putting most of the courses in other games now. So
that's what I was going to say. Yeah, every add-on they have, like Mario Kart 8 now has like a majority of the Wii and Nintendo 64 and even some of the DS tracks on there.
yeah. So we'll skip some of these just because there's a lot of just Wii peripheral style games. We Play, We Fit, all of those things where, unlike Connect, which we had to talk about, they're not very interesting to talk about. This one, has it been remastered or remade? New Super Mario Brothers Wii.
Yes.
No, it has not.
No.
Would you
Okay.
like to see it remastered? Would you buy it if they either remastered or remade it?
Ideally, yes, but I said the same thing about a lot of the Mario games that have come out this year that I have not yet purchased or played.
Yeah, I would say for me, I don't think they need to touch this one ever again. It'd be nice to have it optional just to own the whole collection, but New Super Mario Brothers U, which is essentially the Wii U sequel to Wii, that's on Switch and it's supposed to be way better than Wii. So it's kind of like a weird title, right? When it's not that good.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one, should it be remastered or remade? Or has it, I should say first. Super Smash Brothers Brawl.
No, I don't think they remake the Super Smash games. I think they just always
Go to the
come out
next
with a
one.
new title, and I think a lot of the maps the levels are available on the next ones too.
Yeah, it's weird. I think that this one specifically doesn't ever need to be touched again. It was, in my opinion, the worst of all of them. It was the one I was the most excited to play because it had the most characters at the time, and it was fun. It came out when we were in college. But compared to Melee or the original Super Smash Brothers, it's the worst by a lot. And even compared to the new one's way better playing. Like, even though I don't play nearly as much Smash. Like, this one was the worst one. So I think leave it alone. In some ways, like, I just wish every game was playable all the time on all consoles, but obviously that's never going to be the case. So if you have to pick and choose, don't do that. Super Mario Galaxy, has it been remastered or remade?
Okay, that depends. Was the one on the Nintendo All-Star, the Mario All-Stars, was that a remaster?
I believe it was, yes. So it has.
Okay, then yes.
Should it be actually remade? That's my question to you.
I wouldn't mind that. And Mario 64 to be like remade to look like Odyssey. I think that would be pretty cool.
Even more so for me, like, I would love what you just said, but I wouldn't mind a remake because Super Mario Galaxy on Switch even was pretty miserable to play because Switch has motion controls. So they still use the motion controls from the original. So it was kind of annoying because the Switch motion controls aren't the gimmick anymore. So I had to like take the Joy-Con off the Switch to do, you know what I mean? Like, it was kind of a pain to play many sections in that game. It's a great game, but it's not fun to play anymore because of that. We're going to skip the Zelda games because they already, Twilight Princess, we already talked about that one. Super Mario Galaxy 2, has it been remastered or remade?
No.
Should it?
I don't know. Does it look good still? Like, I don't think I've played Super Mario Galaxy 2 because I just played Galaxy 1 because it was on the Mario All-Stars thing.
Super Mario Galaxy 2, in my memory, is considerably better than Mario Galaxy, the original.
Okay.
And it came out at a time when I stopped caring about Wii, so that's like a huge, huge thing. It came out in 2010.
So like the tail end of that life?
Yeah. Like the Wii, if you remember, had like a really weird trajectory. It was incredibly popular when it came out in 2006, but they stopped releasing a good cadence of games by like 2008, 2009. So within 3 years, there was just not many titles to play on it. So by 2010, when Galaxy 2 came out, I had pretty much stopped buying games for it in general. There was next to nothing.
Yeah.
And they released the Wii U, I want to say, in 2012. So it was only 2 years away from the total end of it. But Galaxy 2 was like the first title I'd used in a long time, or I booted up my Wii to play in a long time. And it is so much fun. My goodness. This is kind of what, made me think of this whole entire idea today, this thought experiment. Donkey Kong Country Returns. It was announced in that Nintendo Direct just the other day, and is like one of the ever-growing things about Nintendo's constant remastering, remaking thing. And I honestly think the remaster looks like butt. I think it looks really bad. I'm hoping it looks better when it's running than that Nintendo Direct showed, but I'm pretty excited for it. Are you going to pick up that one?
Yeah, I think so. I really liked that game when it came out. You know what's funny is I feel like Nintendo probably just has like a Wheel of Fortune board and it's got all their old titles. And then whenever they're like, "Hey, what should we remake this year?" and they just or remaster and they just spin it.
Yeah, I with the way they decide what's remaster and remake, that doesn't seem too crazy. And the way they decide to price things, right? Like Donkey Kong Country Returns HD or whatever the Switch version's called is $60. It's a full price title. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, which obviously there was not as much work because it was a Wii U title, it's a $50 title. It's way better too. So it's kind of like a crazy thing. I know more work went into Returns, but I think it looks worse. So it's very funny. Let's see what else is worth discussing. Okay. Super Paper Mario. Has that been remastered or remade?
I can't say with certainty. I know that there's a sequel, right? You've been playing the sequel, and I think there's one before that also. So I don't know.
So there was no the one that I was playing, Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, was a prequel to Super Paper Mario. That was a GameCube game that they remade. But actually, Super Paper Mario was the follow-up, and that was the first one where it was no longer a turn-based RPG. You would it was like an action game. And I actually remember it being pretty fun, to be honest with you. I would love to play that game again. If they remade it, it's probably the last Paper Mario game that I actually enjoyed. I didn't finish it, but I played through a ton of it. It's a fairly long title. All Paper Marios are way longer than they should be. So, yeah, that was neat. They already remastered Skyward Sword. They've already remastered Twilight Princess at one point. Maybe it'll come to Switch. Let's see if there's any other things that they have made that we should discuss. You know, the funny thing is, looking over their titles, they've remastered or remade almost all of these games, either between the Wii U or the Switch. Like Metroid Prime 3.
That's not surprising.
That I don't know if it was a remaster or recollection, but that was on a Wii U. They haven't released that one yet. Same with Twilight Princess. WarioWare Smooth Moves, the new WarioWare game, has a lot of similarities to Smooth Moves. It's just a very, very interesting thing in general, right? And it is funny because
Guitar Hero. That's what needs to be remade.
Guitar Hero, I skipped that on all of them. You want that to be remade?
Oh my gosh, I love the Guitar Hero games. If they were to remake those games, or not repackage them or whatever, and make it so there's like a new list of achievements to get, like I would absolutely love that.
I think if they do that, they need to make all of the songs, like every song that's in every Guitar Hero game, in that title, right? Like I don't want to have to buy Guitar Hero 1, 2, 3, whatever, right? Just release Guitar Hero. And don't make it like the last Guitar Hero where it's live action music videos that looked dumb and it was Guitar Hero TV or something. It was so stupid looking. I loved the old Guitar Hero games. And this one, they've kind of like ruined it. I mean, it was an Activision thing. But even Rock Band, which they released, if you remember, at that same time, the Xbox One, PS4 era, that also was like a weird one. Just release these games so we can play them and enjoy them. And that's what our grandstanding soapbox is about, okay, people? Release the games so we can enjoy them. Those are the platforms that we run on here at Super BS. Brank and Jank are your local politicians.
I want to play everything with my Guitar Hero remote, okay?
That is why you should hire us for plumbing director of the state of Wisconsin, okay? We are both running. We want to help the plumbing for the entire state, but we can't do it unless the games are remastered properly. So get us on that ballot. Let us know what you think, and make sure,
Vote. Come on, guys.
You don't need a sanitary director who doesn't know anything about remastering video games. This is our platform. I actually would love it if we used this platform to try to run for a totally different office.
Fantastic.
We are doing that, actually. That's a new thing. That's our new Patreon goal. I know all you Patreon subs are just excited to hear about what we're doing. What we're doing with the Patreon, and it's getting wild over there, okay? That Patreon is just blowing up. We've got, 30 million subscribers?
$30 million a month coming
30
in.
million.
It's just insane.
And we use it to create this crazy produced podcast. I mean, when you look at this podcast on YouTube,
this behind me is actually a picture of what my living room used to look like. I won't even tear down that curtain. You don't even need to see behind that.
I would love it, though.
I'll make it jealous.
If we ever got wealthy enough and then you just decided to put up a poster that looked like trash everywhere. And you're like, yeah, I'm going to keep this trash poster up. Okay,
You'll
my
never
bro.
know.
Well, next week we're going to be coming back with all the hotness. You know us. We're playing every game that comes out. We're 100%ing Shadow of the Erd Tree first try. We just one-shot every boss in that game. And Jank never talks about the same games ever. If he talked about the Tales of Arise
No.
DLC, he'll never bring it up again, okay? Because he only once he finishes it. So
My other nickname is actually Variety. So,
variety is the spice of
Yeah.
Jank. So,
yeah.
okay, my bros, we will be back post-haste.
Peace.